15 pricey oil change mistakes that destroy engines. You could be ruining your engine right now and not even know it. In this video, I'm breaking down 15 oil change mistakes that are draining your wallet and killing your engine slowly. The last one is so bad, your car might end up in the junkyard before you know it. Starting at number 15, checking your oil level on uneven ground. This might seem trivial, but it's the foundation of every proper oil change. When your vehicle isn't level, the oil in your pan sloshes to one side, giving you a completely inaccurate dipstick reading. I've seen drivers add up to a quart of unnecessary oil because they check their levels in a sloped driveway. What happens next? That leads directly to our next mistake. Number 14 is overfilling your engine oil. Many people think if some oil is good, more must be better, right? Wrong. When you overfill, that excess oil gets whipped into a froth by the crankshaft, creating the automotive equivalent of a milkshake machine inside your engine. This aerated oil loses its lubricating properties and can cause pressure to build up, potentially blowing out seals and gaskets. Number 13 on our countdown is using the wrong oil specification for your engine. And this is far more technical than most people realize. Modern engines are designed with incredibly tight tolerances, sometimes less than the width of a human hair between moving parts. Using 10W30 when your vehicle requires 5W20 is like putting the wrong blood type in during a transfusion. For example, direct injection engines often require low SAPs, sulfated ash, phosphorus, and sulfur oils to prevent clogging of emissions equipment. Use a conventional oil here and you're looking at a $1,500 catalytic converter replacement down the road. What about synthetic versus conventional? Let me put it this way, in high-performance engines designed for full synthetic, using conventional oil can accelerate wear by up to 300% under high-load conditions. That's not a typo. 300% more wear. Does your owner's manual specify a certain certification like APISN, ILSAC GF-5, or ACEA A3B4? Ignore these at your peril. These aren't just random letters and numbers. They indicate specific additive packages your engine's metallurgy was designed to work with. Coming in at number 12, skipping the oil filter change. You put in fresh, clean oil, but force it through a filter that's already saturated with contaminants and metal particles. It's like taking a shower and then putting on dirty clothes. What's the point? A typical oil filter can trap particles as small as 25 to 30 microns. For reference, a human hair is about 70 microns thick. Once saturated, these contaminants have nowhere to go except back into your engine. Even worse, as filters clog, the bypass valve opens, allowing completely unfiltered oil to circulate. Speaking of filters, mistake number 11 is using bargain bin oil filters to save a few bucks. Let me explain why this is such a costly error. Premium filters use synthetic filter media that can trap particles down to 10 microns, while maintaining flow rates. The cheapest filters might only catch particles larger than 40 microns, letting smaller metal shavings circulate through your engine like sandpaper. The pressure relief valve in low-quality filters also tend to open at lower pressures, especially when cold. This means during those crucial first 30 seconds of startup, when 75% of engine wear occurs, your engine might be running with effectively no filtration at all. Premium filters still have structural integrity, while budget options often show media breakdown, bypassing, and even disintegration of internal components. Is saving $5 to $10 worth risking your $300,000 plus engine? At number 10, we have failing to pre-fill your oil filter before installation. When you start your engine after an oil change with a dry filter, your engine runs without proper oil pressure for 5 to 10 seconds while that filter fills up. At startup, your engine components can experience metal-on-metal contact until oil pressure builds. Studies by tribology engineers, scientists who study friction, have shown that up to 70% of engine wear happens during cold starts. Adding a dry filter extends this wear period significantly. Pre-filling your filter reduces this initial oil starvation period by up to 80%. Think about it. Modern engines can run for 200,000 plus miles. If each oil change causes just a tiny bit of additional wear during those dry starts, over the life of your vehicle, that adds up to significant damage. Hey, before we continue with our countdown, do me a quick favor. If you're finding these tips valuable for protecting your engine, smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps the channel grow and you'll never miss future videos that could save you thousands in repairs. Now, let's get back to our countdown. Mistake number 9 might seem minor, but it's caused countless oil leaks and engine failures. Forgetting to lubricate the oil filter O-ring. That small rubber ring creates the critical seal between your filter and engine block. When installed dry, two things happen. First, the friction can cause the O-ring to twist or tear during installation. Second, without lubrication, the O-ring doesn't properly expand to create a perfect seal. Always apply a thin film of fresh motor oil to that O-ring before installation. This simple 5-second step could prevent a $5,000 repair bill. Number 8 on our list is what mechanics call the double gasket disaster, failing to check that the old filter gasket came off with the filter. When that old gasket sticks to the engine and you install a new filter with its own gasket, you've created a ticking time bomb. The two gaskets cannot create a proper seal, and once oil pressure builds and the engine heats up, that seal will fail catastrophically. This leak often happens while driving, not in your garage. By the time your oil pressure light comes on, your engine could be running dangerously low on oil. So always check that surface and make absolutely certain the old gasket came off with the old filter. Coming in at lucky number 7, over-tightening your drain plug. Your oil pan is typically made of aluminum, while the drain plug is usually steel. When you crank down that plug with all your might, you're essentially forcing a harder metal to deform a softer one. This can strip threads, warp the oil pan, or create a hairline crack that slowly weeps oil. Most drain plugs need only 25 to 30 foot-pounds of torque, about what you can apply with a short wrench using one hand. Yet, I've seen plugs tighten so ferociously that the entire drain area had to be drilled out and retapped with an oversized plug. The repair for a damaged oil pan is like $500 to $900 in parts and labor, all from a mistake that takes 5 seconds to make and 5 hours to fix. Similar to our last mistake, number 6 is over-tightening the oil filter. Most filter manufacturers specify that you should tighten the filter by hand until the gasket contacts the surface. Then turn it only 3/4 of a turn more. That's it. Yet I've seen filters installed so tightly that they required special removal tools, and sometimes those tools puncture the filter in the removal process. When over-tightened, the filter canister can actually deform, causing internal bypass valves to malfunction. This means your engine might be running with unfiltered oil without you knowing it. Even worse, an over-tightened filter becomes nearly impossible to remove at the next oil change, leading to desperate measures that can damage other components. We're now into our top 5 most destructive oil change mistakes. Number 5 is changing your oil when the engine is completely cold. Cold oil has a molasses-like consistency that prevents it from draining completely. Studies have shown that changing oil in a cold engine can leave behind up to 15% of the old, contaminated oil. When you add new oil, it mixes with the sludgy leftover, immediately degrading your fresh oil. Additionally, cold oil holds more suspended contaminants. When you drain cold oil, those contaminants have often settled in the bottom of the pan, right where they'll stay even after you've changed the oil. The proper technique is to run your engine for about 5 minutes to warm the oil to around 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm to the touch, but not scalding. Mistake number 4 seems almost too simple to make our list, but the consequences are severe. Forgetting to reinstall the oil filler cap. When your engine runs without an oil filler cap, 2 devastating things happen. First, contaminants freely enter your engine oil. Second, oil mist escapes and coats your engine bay, potentially causing electrical issues and fire hazards. But here's the truly insidious part. Without that cap creating proper crankcase pressure, your PCV, or positive crankcase ventilation system, can't function properly. This leads to oil consumption issues and can even affect emissions system performance. Breaking into our top 3 deadliest mistakes, number 3 is chronically postponing oil changes beyond recommended intervals. Modern oils are technological marvels, but they have finite lifespans. As oil ages, its additive packages deplete, viscosity breaks down, and its ability to neutralize acids diminishes. The result? Accelerated wear, sludge buildup, and potentially catastrophic engine failure. A study from a major engine remanufacturer found that 52% of engines they rebuilt showed premature failure directly attributable to extended oil change intervals. The average repair cost? Around $4,200. What's particularly frightening is how quickly damage can accelerate once oil passes its service life. Wear rates can increase exponentially, not linearly. An engine running 2,000 miles past the recommended interval might experience 4 times the wear of an engine within its service interval. Even more concerning for modern turbocharged engines, degraded oil can lead to turbo failure, adding another $1,500 to $2,500 to your repair bill. The second most destructive oil change mistake is abruptly switching between oil types without proper procedures. Transitioning from conventional to full synthetic or vice versa isn't as simple as draining and filling. Each oil type has different detergent and dispersant packages that interact with engine deposits differently. When you suddenly switch from conventional to synthetic, the powerful detergents in synthetic oil can dislodge sludge deposits all at once, potentially clogging oil passages or pickup screens. Conversely, switching from synthetic to conventional without proper procedures can leave behind synthetic additives that might conflict with the new conventional oil package, creating harmful chemical interactions. The proper approach? When transitioning between oil types in higher mileage engines, use a quality engine flush. Or perform a short interval oil change, 1,000 to 1,500 miles, with the new oil type before resuming normal intervals. And finally, our number one most catastrophic oil change mistake: using improper tools to remove a stubborn oil filter. When faced with an over-tightened filter, many DIYers resort to desperate measures. Screwdrivers punch through the canister, channel locks crushing the filter body, or makeshift tools that slip and damage surrounding components. These improvised methods can send metal fragments into oil passages, damage filter mounting surfaces, or cause traumatic damage to nearby components. I've seen punctured filters spray oil onto hot exhaust manifolds, creating fire hazards, and crushed filters that leaked internally, bypassing filtration entirely. The cost of repairs from improper filter removal can easily exceed $2,000, especially when metal debris enters the oil system. Always invest in a proper filter wrench designed for your specific filter type. It's a $10 tool that can save you thousands. That's a wrap. What's one oil change habit you've been doing wrong for years without realizing? And if you've already blown an engine before, what caused it? I want to hear your stories. Before you go, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more, click on our other videos. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.